In our 5.3 warm-up, we want to review solving systems by graphing and solving systems by substitution before we move on to our final method. Okay, so by graphing, I need to know my slope and my y-intercept. So in number 1, I know that m is -2. And that b is also -2. My b value tells me where to start on my graph, and I always start on the y-axis. So I'm going to put a point at -2, and my slope is -2 over 1, so that means I go down 2 and to the right 1. So down 2 to the right 1, down 2 to the right 1, and I continue that pattern. I also want to make sure I go in the opposite direction. So up 2 and to the left 1. Connect those points with a straight line and put arrows at the ends, and that is my first line. Our second line has a slope of -1/3 and a b value, or a y-intercept, of 3. So I start at my y-intercept and I go down 1 and to the right 3. And I'm going to continue going down 1 to the right 3 until I'm out of room, and then I'm going to go up 1 and to the left 3 as many times as I can also. Right away, as soon as this point was a point that was already on the other line, I'm going to circle it because I know that means that that is where my two lines intersected, which is the point I am looking for my answer. So I would say my answer in number 1 is the point where x is -3 and y is 4. In number 2, I have to get y by itself so that these are in y equals mx plus b form. So this is a little bit more work. So if I look at my first line, I am going to subtract x from both sides. So then -y equals -x plus 3. That means positive y just says take the opposite of the whole thing, or I could picture it as -1y and divide everything by -1. And I end up with the equation y equals 1x, or just x, minus 3. So I start at -3. Right, starting at my b value at -3, and my slope was 1. I can put it over 1, and that means I go up and to the right. So up 1 to the right 1, up to the right, put as many points as I can fit on my graph. Then I start looking at my second line. How am I going to get y by itself? Well, I need to move the x part to the other side. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So then I have that 4y equals -3x plus 16. And my last step to get y by itself would be to divide by 4. That gives me the equation y equals -3/4 x, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. This equation has a slope of -3 over 4 and a b value of +4. So I start on my y-axis at +4, and then I use my slope to go down 3 and to the right 4. Ooh, that's the same point that was on the purple line, so I'm going to circle it, but I'm going to put some more points on there yet. Down 3 to the right 4, or backwards I could go up 3 and to the left 4. My solution to that system of equations is where those two lines intersect. So I would write my answer as the point 4, 1. So then what about solving by substitution? Solving by substitution was a good method to use when we had a letter by itself. Right? So in number 3, I have the letter y by itself. That first equation says y actually is 8x minus 5. So that means what substitution is it's substituting. So like in a sport, if you're a substitute, that means you go in to replace somebody else, right? That 8x minus 5 is going in to replace something else in the other equation. It's replacing my y. Okay. So I have 8x minus 5 instead of y equals x plus 2. And I can find x. So I'm going to move my x's to the same side by subtracting 1x over to the left-hand side. So 7x minus 5 is 2. Adding 5. 7x is 7. And finally, when I divide by 7, I get that x is 1. Once I know what x is, I can go back and substitute, right? And I could put it in either equation, or I could put it in both equations and make sure I get the same answer, right? But I could really put it in either equation. So I'm going to use the equation that said y is x plus 2, right? If x is 1, right, we just found that x is 1, so that means that y must be 1 plus 2, or y must be 3. So I would write my final answer as the ordered pair x is 1, comma, y is 3. But I still want to check my work. So I can check, right, by just making sure if I put in 1 for x and 3 for y in my original 2 equations, it makes both of them true. So is 3 equal to 8 times 1 minus 5? Right, well, 8 times 1 is 8, and 8 minus 5 is 3. So that one's true. And is 3 equal to 1 plus 2? Well, 1 plus 2 is 3, so that one's true. So we checked our work. In number 4, we have something really similar. Again, a substitute goes in to replace something else. So if y is negative 7x minus 9, I'm going to replace the y in the other equation with negative 7x minus 9. Right, so I'm going to replace this y right here with negative 7x minus 9 instead. Again, parentheses are important, right, because I need to remember to distribute. So negative 4x minus 3 times negative 7x minus 9 equals 10. And if I distribute my negative 3, I get negative 4x plus 21x plus my favorite number 27 equals 10. I can combine my x parts, and then I could move my 27 over to the other side. If you do that in 2 separate steps, that's okay too. But negative 4 plus 21 is positive 17. So I get 17x equals 10 minus 27 is negative 17. So that means that x has to be negative 1. Once I find x, I plug x back in, Right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it back in for x now, or I'm going to substitute that one in for x so that I can find y. So I know y is negative 7 times negative 1 minus 9, which is just 7 minus 9, or negative 2. Always remember to write my final answer as an ordered pair. So x is negative 1 and y is negative 2. My directions, though, remind me to check my answer, so I want to make sure I do that. If I put in negative 1 for x and negative 2 for y, are both of my original equations true statements? So negative 2 equals negative 7 times negative 1 minus 9, right? And again, I can just type negative 7 times negative 1 minus 9 in my calculator to make sure I get negative 2, and I do. Right? Or I could just do the math in my head. And the last one, negative 4 times negative 1 minus 3 times negative 2 is supposed to equal 10. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Negative 3 times negative 2 is positive 6. 4 plus 6 is 10. So I can say that I checked my work and that negative 1, negative 2 is a solution to this equation. If you still have questions on graphing or substitution, make sure you're writing down those questions so that when you get a chance to ask, you can ask them.